Hello, my beautiful friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is V Valera, and I am the author of Readers. You can find information on that in my description box and also the other ways you can connect to me on my other platforms. So, last night, or depending on when you read this, the other day I posted a video, my first video on the 144,000 and Twin Flames reading. Now, I had never done anything like that before. I never expressed any of that information before, but as you may know, we are divinely guided, and that is what I was divinely guided to do. So today I was going to do my other videos for the other elements, but I know that this is important to do first. So I'll do those later. And I wanted to get to this now. And the reason why is because I have watched the video that I posted, the 144,000 Twin Flames, and the response has been pretty big. And so I know that I'm touching on a nerve. And it was supposed to be that way. So I know I'm on the right path, and this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm divinely guided to do. And so I'm continuing it today because I know there must be a lot of questions, especially for those who this truly resonates for. I know you're probably just blown away and just feeling like, who the heck am I? What the heck is happening? So I'm not going to cover everything in one video. It's obviously a complex topic. So I'm going to do a series on these. So please subscribe, set your notifications on. That way you can get the info as soon as possible. And there have already been new subscribers to the channel. So I thank you. And I'm glad to be here for you. So your reading, 144,000 Twin Flames, your readings are different from my other readings. I'm even going to signify them different as well. And you can tell here we have two crystals on top of your deck. I have the Dragon Bloodstone for courage. And also, this is my very, very, very special crystal. This is a charoite crystal. And this helps one connect a little more directly and powerfully to the universe. So I wanted to infuse your deck with this because I think we need that. I've already shuffled extensively off camera and prayed and meditated on the cards as well. But I will, of course, again, shuffle on camera for you. So as I go along, it's going to be information from the spirits to you. And it'll also be combined with all the things that I've researched, that I've studied. While, I may be new to YouTube, I've been on this spiritual path for more than a minute now. And so that is why I always have some type of information for you. So to begin, I wanted to cover, I think, the big question, which I didn't get to say in the last video, in the inaugural video, is that, all right, so in a person, okay, the human that we are now, okay, sorry, let me backtrack. We are all, in case you didn't know, we are all spiritual beings, energy. Spiritual energy, spiritual beings of energy, spiritual energy, spiritual beings. And we have incarnated here on earth to experience humanity. And so in incarnating, we obviously wear these what I like to lovingly call meat sacks. And so I think that is a source of confusion, because I think if you're not well read on this topic of spirituality, the higher self, it's probably confusing. So the Chinese have a description for the two different, let's just call them energies. I don't know, we'll call them energies for now, in one human body. There's the, oh my gosh, I'm going to transpose this. There's the Hun, which is the, I believe it's the spiritual part, and then the Po, which is the human part. Or I mix those up, so forgive me. But it introduces the concept. So if you're sitting there wondering, like, how can I be a 144 twin? And if we're a 144 twin, won't we be, a little bit different from others? And why do I experience these still human tribulations? Well, I'm here to tell you that, in line with what the Chinese have said, there are two parts of us. There is the human part, the human meat sack part, and then there is the higher self, the soul, the spiritual energy, the spiritual being. That's why, there might be some inner conflict where, we're acting in a spiritual sense, but sometimes, we'll fail and, be a little human and, maybe be impatient with someone, a jerk to someone, or, sin in some way. So there's that conflict of integrity that happens amongst the 144 twins. So that's what I wanted to touch on, because the higher selves part of us knows that there's a spiritual mission that we must do, yet we're still caught, embroiled in human matters, such as, honestly, and I'm going to be very upfront with you in these videos, the twin flame stuff. I've thought about this a lot since I posted the inaugural video. Like, why is this happening? Why am I, why do I have to say the message? Because it's, there's going to be feedback on it, because people want to have the romanticized vision of there's a soulmate out there who I am compelled to be with. Yeah, it's true, but it's not like how you think. And, that whole twin flame concept has just really, it's just like, it's been a runaway train, because humans, we crave connection. And what more romantic concept could there be than twin flame, finding each other across time? The thing with that is that it's, all this twin flame mainstream online reader thing has just really lost track of what the actual purpose is for the twins. And I'm going to call them twins from now, or you'll hear me call them 144s. But I will later blow your mind about that whole concept. But, I'll accidentally go into some like huge speed talk, and I don't want to do that. I want to be very careful, mindful of the communication that I'm putting out there, because it's coming from the source, it's coming from the divine, and I want to make sure I do a good job for them and for you. Now, if you're wondering, like, why the heck the info is coming from me, I wonder the same, my friends, but, they're talking to me right now. They want me to say, like, I've been chosen, but the humble part of me doesn't want to say that. I'll just say that this has been assigned to me, and so I shall carry it out. So for the 144s and the twins, okay, maybe I'm set to blow your mind right now again. It's a very complex topic, okay? The 144s. They are, I think I want to write that part out. So I will put it in the description somewhere in either this video, or maybe I'll post it on my Instagram, somewhere where you can sit and read it and where I can do thoughtful writing about it. But essentially, the 144s, okay, so the twins are 144s, but 144s aren't necessarily twins in the sense that you are thinking like twin flames, you know, my love across time. Sure, yeah, there's some like that, but we have to understand first who the 144s are. The 144s are a group of souls, very, very old souls that were chosen by God, chosen by the divine, and also I'm hearing they volunteered as well to be a 144. And basically what their task is they're forerunners. They are going ahead of the whole pack throughout time, and what they do is they carry out the spiritual missions assigned by the divine. They're the, I want to say way showers, but I know that if you look up way showers online, it's not quite that description. But what I mean by that is that the 144s go ahead. Think of them as like soldiers of God, okay? They're not military, but just think of them as, you know, they've gone ahead, they're going ahead, they have gone ahead many, many times before, and they prepare the way for the Lord. They prepare the way for the divine to do the tasks that they've been assigned. And what that means is that, how do I put this? What they'll do is they will do works of good for the humans, the human souls on earth. So they'll go ahead and prepare the hearts of men and women, prepare their spirits, their souls. They're kind of, what I'm hearing is like they're reminders of, they're used as reminders for the multitudes, they're called, the population. They're used as reminders for the multitudes of who they truly are, which they're spiritual beings, they're spiritual souls from God, from the divine, from heaven. But what happens over time is that being human, we fall, we are susceptible to human fallibility, human imperfections, human sins. And so what the 144s do is they go ahead, they're the forerunners, the messengers, and they will help, they'll open a path for the divine. They will help heal or give to people around them whom they encounter. And in doing so, they help uplift these groups that they touch. Now, they can be, the 144s can be very, like you would never guess that someone's a 144. They can be very low-key under the radar, or some of the 144s are just blatant out there in your face, full-blown celebrities, and you won't know it. In the last video, I had mentioned Bill Gates. And I had mentioned that because they showed me that. So Bill Gates is a twin, most likely, and I mean, I haven't read him, so, but most likely with his wife, Melinda. She was his secretary at Microsoft, and I think they've been together ever since. And what they do, whether or not you agree with it, they they do humanitarian works all around the globe. And I was just saying this earlier, of the billionaires on the planet, but mostly I believe in the US, of the billionaires in the US, I'm pretty sure he's the only one who pays the taxes he's supposed to, because he understands where the tax money goes, which is it helps the country, the state, the every individual. That's he understands this, and so he does that willingly. He doesn't take all his billions and hide it in the offshore accounts or not pay taxes. He pays the taxes. That's part of his humanitarian work. There are so many layers to a 144. It's really incredible. So forgive me if I touch on particular topics. It's whatever they want to talk. And yeah, essentially I'm channeling right now. So, all right. So that is who the 144s are. And that is a very basic concept that I'm introducing to you right now, just because we're at the beginning. I will break down the complexity of who they are in subsequent videos, but if you're just turning it on, or if you're discovering who you are, let's just start with that. They are chosen, and they're a group of chosen and volunteering souls who willingly agreed to help the divine. Now, in today's reading, I wanted to also talk to you. Well, the main message for today's reading is to, one, let you know what is happening inside a human. So there is that, the human part of us, my friend's gonna kill me, the hun or the po, as the Chinese have said. So there's the human part, and then there's the spiritual part. So the spiritual part, that's the one that knows the missions, understands the spiritual mission. And that's why many times a 144 twin will be in such inner conflict, because it's like they want to do the earthly things, but then they have this pull, like, oh, I know I'm supposed to do this. And then that is what contributes to runners. That is what contributes to slow progress. So that is the main, that is one of the main things that I want to go over today. And then the other one is, as I was preparing for this reading, the other one is that the 144s, I think I have two topics in this conversation, in this video. The 144s, there are essentially three groups of them. There are the ones who have been equipped with supernatural abilities, equipped with intuition, able to hear the divine. Okay, that's one group. The other group is the group that hears the call. Okay, hears the call from the divine through the other part of the 144s to carry out their spiritual tasks. And then the other part functions on the other side. Let's just say they function in heaven. And basically, yeah, I'm hearing it. They're basically radio controllers. I was told that today, but they're repeating it again. They're radio controllers from heaven. I know what it must sound like. But so think of the 144s as this huge troop, this huge spiritual troop, 144,000. Okay. So that's a big group. So some are assigned to hear from the radio, okay, what they're supposed to do. So they broadcast it, and then the ones who hear it are to carry it out. So that is I'm learning that is my task. Because if you've watched my videos, I have not ever gone into this direction with any of my twin flame readings, but I will tell you right now, preparing for the video, the spiritual world, we're at a certain point in the world, the entire world, on the global front, we're at a point where there's a lot of negativity, and then that's taking a lot of negativity that's taking us off balance. And when the scales are off balance, when there's more negative than the positive, then something's going to be done. So heaven, the spiritual world, they're making their moves right now, and this is part of it. Okay, so what's going on is that heaven is sending out a radio signal. They're sending out an announcement. Hey, 144s, it's time. So essentially, they're telling me you're being activated, the 144s. So I'm sending out the call. So the 144s who hear this, you know what you're supposed to do. And I'm not talking about ask that girl out on a date, get married to that guy. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spiritual missions. And what are spiritual missions? Spiritual missions are tasks that uplift those around you. Now, they can be very complex to say, let's just say, I don't know if he's a twin, but let's just say Jim Carrey. He has a lot of profound things that he's been saying in the past, in like the past several years, if not more. And I've been watching that, and he says more and more significant things. So that is a very blatant example of uplifting those around you. But it can also be as private and small as encouraging your fellow neighbor, encouraging a friend, giving a hug to someone in need. Because what humans must understand, what 144s who are dormant right now, what you must understand is that we are all connected. So every gesture is a move in the puzzle piece of the universe. Okay, so when you give an encouraging hug or word to someone, you do that, you go home, you pour yourself a glass of water, they go to their house. You don't know the impact that has, because you might not hear it, or they'll never tell you, or you might not notice it, but maybe they needed that hug at that very moment. And that hug has comforted them and inspired them, encouraged them to make a move so that will impact the rest of the world. And this is a general example, but say one of your girlfriends was feeling down and you gave them a hug. And I'm not talking romantic girlfriends, but a friend that's a girl. You gave them a hug, gave her a hug. She was feeling a little discouraged about work. She says work, and you don't pry any more into that. And then you go home, she goes home, and she was, as she's sitting there, she felt very encouraged, supported, and loved. And that has given her the springboard to go and carry out what she has been meaning to do, what she is meant to do, but just hasn't had the inner fortitude to execute it yet. Meaning, now that she's felt love from somewhere, she is able to feel encouraged and do what she's supposed to do, which is, and I'm going to give it in this context, in the context of what's happening in the world. She feels more energized, comforted, loved, and she decides to go into the office on the weekend. And her office happens to be the lab that is trying to find the cure for the coronavirus. And it all came from that hug. So that is the interconnectedness that the spirits, the divine, wants you to remember. Where there's so much negativity in the world that the spiritual world is making moves. And how do they do that? They're not gonna, not yet. The Lord isn't gonna rain fire right now. What they're going to do, their type of spiritual warfare, is they are going to step it up a notch in love and positivity, encouragement. That's how they battle. And it may seem that the actions of the bad, the evil, the negative outweighs what the good does, but love always wins. The good always wins. Nothing that the devil does happens without God seeing it. And remember, man has free will. So don't think God is making evil things happen. He's just trying to clean up the mess that we make. And we make those messes because we forget ourselves. We forget that we're connected. We forget that we're supposed to love each other. We are love. But when we hit these meat sacks, our memories go, our spiritual memories go. We're like, we're human. We don't remember this. Let's go party. But for the 144s, that is not our path. And if you're a 144 twin, I'm talking to the 144 twins, it's just what I'm going to call you for now, because we'll get on that subject later. You understand very much how difficult it is to be one of them. And so the reason why we go through so much. I mean, the pain that we endure, it's incredible. I mean, really hollowed out to the core, flattened like pancakes. That is the path of the 144 twin. And what that purpose is, the purpose for that happening is purification. Things that are not meant for us on this particular spiritual journey will be burned away. It's purification. So if you look back on your life, all of the crappy people, crappy circumstances, just look back and you'll see it has been shed from you. It has been removed from you. And for the 144 twins, God removes obstacles for us. So don't feel that, oh, you didn't get this didn't happen. Yes, it's sad, it is tragic, it hurts when it happens, but take heart and encouragement knowing that they are removed for you. He wants everything, every obstacle. Not he wants, he will remove every obstacle from you so that you can complete your task. So, all right, that is the message for this video. I know it's long-winded, but if you bother to listen to everything that I'm communicating, then I know that you're most likely truly a 144. Because those who turn the video off in 2 minutes, they're not so interested. And if they are 144 twins and they're not interested, they are not fulfilling what they're supposed to do. Okay, so I have shuffled a lot, and now I'm going to ask the spirits what they would like the 144 and the twins to know this day. And let's say I don't know how many videos I'm going to do this weekend, but let's just say the current message for you for the week. All right, here we go. It's already happened. Hi folks, sorry, my dog just ran through the hallway really loud, and so I just paused the camera, but I am just reshuffling. I haven't even picked up these cards, so I wanted to turn on the camera first. All right. I'm going to read it this way, okay? Not my usual way that faces you, but I think you'll be able to see. If not, I will adjust the camera. Okay. Oops, I didn't put on my fairy lights. Here we go. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna flip across. Okay, it fell like this. So when I get all the cards, I don't know if any of this is going to be just mission talk or if it's going to be romantic. We'll find out. Okay. Now this card fell in my readings, not in my online so much, but readings for clients. I always have this one card that will be on the side. I call it my side conversation. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. I hope you can see this. But I have this one card on the side, okay? All right, so let us see what the message is for the 144 twins from the spirits. Here we go. First card. Oh my gosh, the world. 10 of Pentacles, the moon. Oh. 5 of Wands, the Death card, Balance card, 2 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Holy macaroni. Okay. Oh, and let's see what the side conversation is. Prince of Swords. Okay, I can already hear things. So the World card. Just shuffle. Sorry guys, let me just try to hear the initial communication. Okay, so this is the World card, obviously. Now the World card usually has to do with either phases, or it'll show that, you know, the world is your oyster, that type of communication. Or it could be when the spirits come in, I can't always remember what I'm saying, but did I say already There could be a phase. It's either beginning or ending. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm hearing this. So the world card, 144 twins, is about the whole world coming together. It's a phase. It's a phase that's beginning. Okay, it's a phase that's beginning. 10 of Pentacles is typically, like absolute abundance, also the beginning of abundance, prosperity. Yes, it is that time, but it's also the card for family. And then the Moon card can be typically for secrets revealed, or the time when it will happen, a particular phase of the moon, or for the goddess Diana. She is the huntress, and she has a bow in her hand. And sometimes this card comes out when the spirits want to talk about focus. So this line, as these are past, present, future, this line is, it's not always past, present, future, but typically. Okay, so like this is currently what is happening. And this may be a little bit more into the future, and this is definitely the future. So it's just as we've been talking about right now, there is something beginning. It's going to be, sorry, the spirits are coming in really heavily. It's going to be the full moon, the super moon. It's coming March 9th. Something is going to happen energetically throughout the cosmos, they're saying. See the moon? There's a moon in this card, and then this is the moon card. So there is something that's going to begin, a new phase that's beginning. We have to look at astrology, how the stars are aligning. Okay, so this phase is beginning. The 144 twins, this is the card for family. They're saying we have to come together now. Secrets are being revealed to you now, and they need you to focus. They're saying you've been forgetting. They keep going like this. You've been forgetting. You've been forgetting. You've been forgetting your spiritual mission. 5 of Wands is the card for envy. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to treat you way differently than I usually do for my other readings, because the other ones are, they may be very new to tarot, and granted, you might be very new to tarot, but I'm going to assume that a lot of the 144 twins are a little more advanced than, not advanced like better, but you're a little bit further along in understanding spiritual concepts. So 144 is this card right here is the card for envy. In being a 144, you're going to understand, you're going to get me, you're going to hear me when I say this, and also leave it in the comments, please, if this happens for you. But you don't fit in, okay, into your social circle. You may have friends, you may have good friends, and there may be that one special friend that accepts you and loves you for who you are. But being a 144, it is written that we will have enemies. We will be chosen, we will volunteer, and we will, and the world, it's said, the world will be our enemy. And what that means is, it doesn't mean that we're a shitty person. It means that because of the, 5 wands are action. Because of the actions that we have to undertake, it's not always going to sit well with the people around us, okay? They're going to be envious. Their souls might be envious. You don't know how old their souls are. They may be baby souls. Baby souls don't even... someday I'll tell you a baby soul that is right in our face right now, who's acting very much like a baby soul. But and also they have the human part. What is the word they're saying? Compartment. No, they have the human. They want to say compartment, but the component. Sorry, they have the human component to them as well. That doesn't. That prevents them from giving you all the kindness that they should. The spirits are saying, because they forget. And that's their whole purpose, the spirits. We are forgetting as humanity, as a world, as a race. There's only one race. It's the human race. We're forgetting to be kind to each other. We're forgetting to do loving actions. We're full of this envy. This is going to be you. The spirits are telling me 144 twins. This is going to be you. You always haven't fit in, and you've known it. There's a part of you like secretly whispers like, oh, I'm having a good time. I love it here, but I am not like them. Okay. And the reason why I say this is because you see, you have the sun backing you. You have the divine backing you, the universe. Okay. So the next card is the death card, transformation. This is a transformative time for the world and then for you. It's because there may be new 144s tuning in. So the spirits are like, some of you may be newly transforming, meaning some of you may be having things newly shed away from you. Okay, meaning that, relationships not meant for you, that won't help you, support you on the spiritual path. They'll be shed from you. The person who you are will transform. Some of you may awaken. And what does that mean? Some of you may start feeling, tapping in, or have been recently bestowed with your supernatural abilities. So you weren't born having intuitive powers. You may be transforming now. And some of you are just this is the balance card. It's also patience with yourself in the transformation. But some of you are a little off balance right now, going like, what the heck am I? So you're like the butterfly that's just come out of the cocoon. You're thinking like, hey man, I was a caterpillar all my life. Why the heck do I have wings? You have wings, my friend, because you're supposed to fly. You got things to do. All right. So the next line is 2 of Cups, union. 8 of Pentacles, repayment. 7 of Pentacles is planting seeds. 8 of Pentacles it's not reaping the harvest, like reap what you sow, but it's like getting repayment back for the work that you've done. And then we have Queen of Swords. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to hear. I'm sorry. I have to get a card for this. But what I'm hearing is they want me to talk about the unions that are on your mind. It's like some of you have worked really hard to get into your unions. It's going to happen. Okay, so now I need to backtrack, or I need to fill you in on, and this is one of the concepts I told you is going to blow your mind. Of the 144,000 of you, of that number, there are some, radio callers, so they're on the heaven side. There are some, the 2 groups, well, there's some in the beyond, and then there's some here, incarnate, you who are watching, and then your counterpart may be incarnate here too, as well, and on this earthly plane. Some may not. Like okay, so there's 144,000, that means 72,000 sets of twins. I've been trying not to say twins because I need to explain to you something. Of the 72,000 sets of twins, your twin may not have incarnated yet. Some of you, they have. For some of you, they have. Okay. So that is why you're not in union, though you've been working hard. Okay, and this is the part that I told you is going to blow your mind. This whole thing of my twin flame, my love, my love across time, friends, some of the sets of twins are romantic, no doubt, especially being incarnate as a human. But for the most part, remember, the 144s they're soldiers, okay? They're not like the angels of God soldiers like that, but they are a group with a mission. And your counterpart may not in your original form, you may not have been romantic. So, and I've always said this in the videos and especially in my book, it's the energy. So you might have a male-male pairing, male-female, female-female pairing. It's the energies, the soul bodies. And the reason why I say that is because right now in the mainstream, everyone is so hooked on this twin flame concept. Are you my twin? Are you my twin? It's awesome and romantic. I love it, but it's really not the truth of the matter. And the reason why the spiritual world is making moves is because we have negativity out of balance, fascism right in front of us. That's not the way I'm hearing. That's not the way the Lord wants it. So, like National Guard, you're being activated. Now, the reason why I had to say that is because, yes, I understand the pursuit of love. I completely get that. But we have to remember what we're here for. You know, we're at a point in the world where the scale is tipping and it's not towards the good. And so we're being activated. And how we do that is by the twins being focused on their mission. And when I say that, it sounds really hokey, and I get that. And it sounds like, you know, mission, like mission controller, should we wear uniforms, you know, really corny. But like I said, the tasks, the spiritual tasks that we have may be as big as proclaiming certain truths around the globe, doing impactful humanitarian work around the globe, but it could also be as small as encouraging a student, helping someone up who fell off the ground, bringing food to your elderly neighbor who just injured themselves and they can't quite make a meal for themselves. Those acts elevate humanity so much. The spirits are coming in really heavy. Those loving acts elevate humanity so much because we just don't know, because we're so interconnected, we just don't know what that impact is. So I'll give you an example. So say you made that meal for the elderly person who just hurt themselves, they're your neighbor, and you made the meal for them, and they are so grateful. What if they tell their children, their adult children who happen to live out of state, you know, the elderly person didn't want to move, they want to stay in their house, their apartment. But they told the children how amazing their neighbor is. And then you get a knock on the door. Guess who's at the door? This is an example for shits and giggles. Guess who's at the door? Bill Gates. Okay, I know that's far-fetched, but I'm just trying to give you an example. He says, "Thank you for taking care of my parent. You know, it was a hard time, and I'm so grateful." Here is, let's just say you're a teacher and your school has been struggling in the music department and you really want to provide music to your students because you know how much music elevates kids. He says, "Here's $100,000 for your music program. My dad told me that you are a music teacher and that your school is struggling. Hope you buy all the instruments you can." So that happened all with just a stir in the pot. The spirits are like, "Okay, that's a great example, but remember to caution them." Yes, I have to caution you. We don't do things to get things. Okay, we do not carry out tasks to get something, because in doing so, we've already negated the benefit of that gesture. So we don't do things in hopes of getting something, because as a 144 twin, you know, things will come to you differently than it comes to others. So, but I mean, I don't worry too much either about that, because being one of the 144s, you're already more so than others, you're already benevolent anyway. Your soul isn't really wired that way, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's read for what this Queen of Swords is. Okay. All right, they're just kind of telling me. So the Queen of Swords, I guess it's me. So the swords are thoughts, but swords are also symbolic of the truth. So there's going to be a female, a way shower, to tell you about the truth. But if, you know, I don't want to, like, the whole purpose of these videos is not to tout myself. I'm very, very shy. So, but let's read for that, because I just want you to know that, you know, I'm shooting straight from the hip. Here we go. Please let's know about this Queen of Swords. Okay. Seven of Cups. Okay. So I asked for clarification on the Queen of Swords. This card, and you're welcome to check it in all my videos. This card usually signifies, is it focusing? This card usually signifies many choices. But it also, in my deck, my particular deck, in the Rider-Waite deck, Seven of Cups means many choices. But in my particular deck, the Goddess deck, this card is for waking from the dream. You see her asleep? She has all these thoughts going on in her head. So this symbolizes, they're telling me right now, this symbolizes the complicated emotions and the confusion, the complexities of what's going on with the 144 twin collective. Like, there's so many so many feelings about it. But here, you see her asleep in her slumber. This card is asking people to, this card is to wake from a dream. So this Queen of Swords is to help the different people to wake from their slumber. So that's my task. Also, I didn't want to forget this Prince of Swords. This Prince of Swords card is, it's my card for, it's for new ideas, new communications, but it's also the card for a student. So swords are thoughts. And then what does a student do? They gain new thoughts, learn new thoughts. And as you can see, so we have the Queen of Swords with the student. So what I'm hearing is the spirits are asking you to be a student, to learn about these concepts that they really want you to know about being a 144 twin. Okay, so yeah, really quickly going back, not all 144s are twins in the sense of what the mainstream has been focusing on. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Their purpose, because they're readers as well, and they're being divinely guided in their own ways by their own guides. So their purpose may be to help with the twins, the romantic twin flames hearts. And then my task is a different task. It's to remind people of their spiritual mission. Remind the 144s of their spiritual mission. So the people that you're compelled to be with, you need to examine if you've done the work inside you, number one, to distinguish from codependency and toxicity, or if it is truly, truly your counterpart. Now, if you want to know if you have a counterpart, I can put you in touch. It doesn't have to be through me, but I can put you in touch with my powerful mentor. And you can see for yourself if you are, in fact, a 144 or not, and where is your counterpart. All right, so my loves, I don't know if I put this on the screen, but I'm going to use my White Light Oracle by Lana Fairchild. This is a very strong deck. I have actually, I've noticed over time, you know, decks pick you. I've noticed that I have really strong decks. So that is what I can offer you on your 144 twin journey. Okay, let us ask what messages they have for the 144 twins. They're like, you've already spoken enough. Oi. Okay. 4 cards. Wow, okay. 5 cards. Oracle of Chaldea, Yogini of 285 hertz, Garuda Suparna, and then Salve polluti and oberdir. Oh yes, there's another message I have for you guys before I forget. Actually, I think they're going to talk to you about it, so I don't have to say it right now. Okay, these are beautiful, gorgeous cards, by the way. All right, I'm going to get right to it. The Oracle of Chaldea. And if you're new to tarot, new to my channel, just know that no reader, I'm going to say no reader can remember everything, which is why we refer back to the guidebooks they have for the cards. Okay, the Oracle of Chaldea. Continue on your healing journey with enthusiasm, but without forcing things to happen more quickly than feels natural. Sometimes the body will be ready to let go whilst the mind is still holding on. At other times, the mind may need to be patient as the body processes an experience. Trust in your own timing and rhythm. There's no need to be impatient or judge yourself. You are summoning the spiritual fortitude to tackle an issue which has previously held you back. When the time is right, the healing shall happen more easily than if you tried to push forward prematurely. Things are going to work out. Be positive. Okay, they're speaking to the transformation that some of you, most are going through. So things happen in divine timing. This whole experience has been my exercise in patience, and I pretty much fail daily, if not hourly, with patience, but it's something that I work on. So try to be patient with yourself, gentle with yourself as you are transforming. Some are bodily transformations, guys. Some of you may be awakening. We'll go into that in other videos. And when I mean awakening, I don't mean awakening to new concepts. I mean your third eye is opening. Okay, Yogini of 285 hertz. Changes in your life, including closing doors or missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. Realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. You are being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Trust in how your life path is unfolding. Stay true to your authentic healing journey because it is working, whether you realize that or not. Significant inner healing is taking place. Wow, guys. That's pretty heavy duty. The Garuda of Suparna. I'm going a little fast, my friends, because we have 5 oracle cards. Cultivate confidence in yourself. You have the inner spiritual power to deal wisely and effectively with any situation. Don't allow anyone to take advantage of your kind nature. Reflect upon what action feels best for you to take, and then follow through with decisiveness. Do not allow negativity to get a grip in your life. Positive energy and outcomes are indicated. Okay, for that one, I was getting a reading. You have to be careful who you surround yourself with. Protect your energy. Because remember, they're not going to understand you. And they may be envious, remember. And they may not be consciously envious. A lot of times people don't know their own mechanisms. So just know that you're on a spiritual path and make sure you protect your energy. Salve polluti, 741 hertz. I already know what this is going to say, which is what I want to talk to you about, but they're saying it already. Tune into your heart and you will be able to find your way through any negative or toxic situation. Engage in self-healing and space clearing. Commit to regular practices that help you connect to your inner light. Your light shall not be overcome by any darkness or negativity. Take time to clean your heart and mind of negativity by focusing on the divine beings that bring joy to your heart. It is appropriate for you to desire your own personal and sacred space and access it daily. Yes, follow what the oracle has said for that, but also when this card comes up, and it's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, being a spiritual being. We are affected and sensitive to energies more than other people, more than some of my friends don't like it when I say this, but more than humans. So when this card comes up, salve polluti, clean, pollutants, research on how to cleanse yourself and your spaces of the negative energies, because all the interactions with people, and if you're further along, any of you who are readers yourself, dealing with other people's energies, clients' energies, it sticks on you. You must learn to clean yourself. Okay. And maybe I should do a video on that, or I will find a video for you to share, and I'll share that through my Instagram accounts, and maybe even Twitter. So look for those links in my description box. Keep an eye out for them. Turn notifications on. That will help. And how do you cleanse yourself? Sage. You can also do by sound. You can cleanse by sound. I kept hearing this. I kept hearing this phrase: a healing bowl, a singing bowl. That'll clear the energy. So research what is right for you, what feels like you can do continually for cleansing. Okay, next card. I hope I say this right. Obedir. Do not turn away from your path, nor from what you know in your heart to be true. No matter what appears to be, nor what logic may dictate, trust what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected by spirit. You are spiritually empowered with all you need to manifest your authentic soul path. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in practical ways which contribute positive energy to our human collective. Holy shit balls, guys. If that doesn't tell you, it is everything that we've been talking about in this session. And the reason why they're saying that, what I'm hearing is that some of you may tune in who are actual 144s. You'll tune in, hear all this, and be like, heck no, this sounds like a lot. No thanks, I don't want to do that. That is most likely your mundane part of self-talking, your earthly part of self-talking. It's a lot of work and it can be painful. It's not easy work, but it's very rewarding. But some of you may want to turn away, have that temptation to turn away, because it does get hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And if you've already been along your path for some time, you know how hard it is. So they're asking you not to turn away. Listen to your spiritual instincts, because deep down we know. It's always been this little whisper in the back of our heads, like, you're different. There's something about you. You love God more than others. There's something you've always known, but it's at this time where you're truly awakening, they're saying. So I want to do 2 more decks. One is, I like to get a balance. So I want to do the Gods and Titans, and then I want to finish it off with the Archangel Michael deck. And also, my friends, if you're new to this, we are on a spiritual journey, and being on a spiritual journey for the good, we will encounter the bad, the evil, the ugly. So you need to seek out protection. Archangel Michael protects us on our path. You can honor him. I have many crystals for protection, prayers, anything that falls in line with your spirituality. I have goddesses that help guide me and protect me. So those are the things that you need to consider. And I will break all of these down as time goes on. Whoa, I am so sorry that your light is so bright. It's because it goes on, the light goes on, the sun goes bright and um, cloudy. So I apologize. Gonna just shuffle one more time. Okay. And I realize that there's a lot of information in this video, but I can only, I can only do what I do. This is what I'm guided to do. All right. Now we'll ask for one oracle card from Gods and Titans for the 144 twins in conjunction with this reading. One oracle card for 144. Whoa. The Gods and Titans are, I can feel their energy. They're showing up real big. Oi. No truer words have been spoken. All right, we have 3 cards. Loki. Play Cernunnos, sorry. Shapeshifting. And Apollo. Inquiry. Okay, Loki. Look at the lighter side of the situation. Rediscover your sense of humor and play. Shadow side. It's not nice to be tricked if the outcome is cruel rather than character shaping. Loki did, at times, stretch friendships, and at these times did not come out as the victor. There is also a big difference between light jesting and making fun of someone. Ridicule just to build up ourselves is the shadow side of play. It tears others down as well as ourselves. Another way the shadow side is expressed is when, rather than showing real emotion when things are not going well, we smile through it, masking our true feelings. Are we covering a soul wound or the expression of healthy emotion with too much play? We must be true to our emotions and ourselves, not cover them with jokes and false laughter. Okay, I'm hearing that some of you may not be taking this seriously and are... What they're saying is just really making fun of yourselves. Fun of me? Fun of the whole concept. That is okay. That is your, I guess, right to do so, but that does not change what the spiritual mission is. And I just heard soon you'll not be laughing. But just know you can come to us for comfort when things don't go your way. But some of you are not taking this seriously. That is, okay, I'm hearing that is your human side's resistance to the spiritual work that needs to be done, because it's in conflict. One side wants to play and the other side wants to play, wants to just partake in the earthly pleasures, let's just say. And when I say earthly pleasures, I mean, yeah, it could encompass all that, but just want to play. But here's the thing, when God calls, he calls very loudly, to the point where we will hear him. That's the only thing. That's the only thing, my friends. Okay, Cernunnos, shapeshifting. Transition and change are flowing through you. Relax and know you have the power to be what you want to be. Shadow side. The wilderness demands respect. Many survival shows demonstrate how to conquer nature rather than work with and enrich the environment for the greatest good. If you only use the gifts of the earth, sky, and sea for sport, without ever giving back to those same elements, you may need to rethink your attitude. A balanced masculine nature is one of deep protective connection with the earth and its animals, rather than dominion over them. Today's hunters could do well to follow a more honorable path than the cold process of taking life. Think also how Cernunnos would view the common practices of factory farming, for example, and reassess what you eat. One of the 144s has the ability to impact this industry, the sport, the trophy hunting, the sport gaming. Is that the word? I'm trying to hear it. Factory farming. One of you, if not many of you, have the ability to impact this, and that is your work. If any of you are wondering what it might be, okay, so I am passing that message on. Leave a comment below if that's you, please. Okay, and then Apollo. And remember to replay this video because there's so much information. You're going to need to replay it so that it you can pick up things that you may not have heard. I know when I watch videos, I get the impression of one thing, and then I go back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. So, okay, Apollo, inquiry. Look for the truth in this situation. Ask, and your questions will be answered. Take the time to uncover and connect with who you really are and what you really want. Use your inner wisdom. Shadow side. Sometimes we don't trust ourselves. We think that all the answers to our problems are outside ourselves, and we consult lots of other people for advice. Remember, even though we can gain good advice from others, it is ultimately up to ourselves to decide what is best. While Apollo was a great healer, he could also send illness and plague. He did this when displeased or as a cleanser when a great evil was at work. Trying to hear the message. Okay, some of you have the temptation, the concept of playing with your powers. Just kind of experimenting to see how you can do good or evil. They're saying don't. They just straight up said don't. They said one word, don't. You were equipped with these abilities from when your time began, not your human birth, but from when your time began, you were equipped with these abilities to do good. Maybe throughout time you've become a little tainted. And it may also be why you're here, to get yourself cleansed. But whoever this is resonating for, don't. That's their message, guys. Let's go to ask our dear Archangel Michael, or the General as I call him. Let us ask what the General would like to say. Okay. Dear Archangel Michael, please grant us one oracle card for the 144 twins. Excuse me. Here we go. Deva magic. Incredibly small. Okay. Minute particles called nanoparticles exist in strange invisible realms. We cannot see them because they are incredibly small, and yet these invisible particles hold immense power that influences and shapes our world. There is a visible reality and an invisible one, yet both are equally real. Within the strange world of nanoparticles, there are worlds within flower cups, cities in buds, universes within dewdrops. This card is asking you to look again. Something you've discounted or considered to be irrelevant may hold great potential and power. Infinite possibility exists in each atom of my being. Every particle of light is a seed of creation. A nanoparticle can become an endless sea of creativity. My life is a universe within a universe within a universe. It's that last sentence. It's there. He's telling you who you are. Your life is a universe within a universe within a universe. So you have the human universe. You have this. Let me go backwards. You have, or not backwards, to the very beginning. You have this heavenly universe that sits inside this spiritual being universe, which sits inside this human being universe. So you have all these universes going on, and there's all these different aspects of us. And so what he's trying to tell you is that twofold. He's acknowledging, showing you all these different universes that exist within each of us. But as far as the nanoparticles, he also wants to show you that we are all the 144 twins, and humanity as well, but we are all little parts of a big body. So this card, it looks like some type of lotus flower, and then here is the universe, and then looks like could be a being. So it's like universe within the universe of the flower. But they are all, as we are all little parts, components of the big picture, is what he's saying. He just said interconnectedness. He wants to emphasize that. So, my friends, my 144 twin friends, I know this was a very heavy reading and lots of information, and information you might just, brush off like meh. But I also know that some of you, when you turn this off, you're going to sit there and be like, holy, what did I just hear? And what they're saying is, you just heard the truth. And they want you to know, okay, these are their words. They're saying, like, we're making moves now, spiritual moves against the negative. You're being activated and called upon. Okay, they want you to do your part, do your good. That's their phrase, do your good. And notice, friends, the spirits are not saying war with anyone, fight anyone. How this battle is going to be won, how the entire war is going to be won, is through goodness, light, and a return to our original state, which is love. Love is not an emotion. Love is who we are. Okay, that we try to track down. We are love. Okay, so I will leave you with that. I thank you very much for spending your time with me. Please leave a comment. If you're going through things, leave a comment. Let us be there for you. And if you don't want to put it there in public, direct message me on Instagram. Okay, my information is in the description box below. I hope to hear from you. I would love to hear from you, and I will answer answer your questions as best as possible to my abilities. And if you so need, for you individually, we can also do private readings. Okay, and I will continue this series. I'm feeling that a lot of my content might be geared toward providing you information. That is my spiritual task. Okay, enjoy your day. I am sending you lots of love, hugs, and wishing you many blessings. Thank you.